How long are you here for?
I'm here for another week and a half. I've been here for a week and a half so far, sort of racing around the country, and it's like that at the moment. But
The popularity of Neighbours, if I may say so, is extraordinary over here, isn't it? Is it greater? Do you get more attention from the press in Australia?
Oh, about the same. So the thing that people must understand, of course, is there's something like a third or less than a third of the population in Australia. So consequently, in ratio, you've actually got about the same people watching in Australia and therefore interested in the same amount of press interested in Australia as what is over here. Yeah. I mean, in Australia, Neighbours is still the top rating program, but of course there's only something like about 5 million people watching it, as opposed to here there's somewhere in the vicinity of 20 million people watching it.
Yeah. Tell me, since we were talking about desert islands, have you ever... Well, wasn't your father a marine biologist or something like that? Yeah.
No, he's not a biologist. He's a skipper, but he's the skipper of a geologist's research vessel.
So have you ever gone out into the Barrier Reef and out to the islands?
Well, I actually worked on the Barrier Reef at one stage, but I went on that boat with Dad to Fiji, and it was really quite exciting because the thing about it was in Fiji there's an area east of the main island and east of Suva, about 150 miles east, called the Lau Group. Have you heard of that?
Well, I've certainly been, yes. I think
LAU,
yes.
And the thing is, nobody is allowed in there. No Westerners, or just nobody is allowed in there unless they've got special permission from the Fijian government. It's enormous fines if any vessels are found in there without permission. So consequently, the people there, I mean, they're civilised, but they're sort of just civilised. And, for example, a week before I got there, they had got electricity on the main island. But it was paradise. I mean, I can accept what you guys have been doing, because this was just unbelievable. I went from the bottom of the hill to the top of the hill, which here would take sort of 30 seconds to run up, and there it was sort of like an hour and a half, hacking through it with a machete. Yeah.
But was the beach littered in garbage? Because this is one of the problems. It's on these lovely islands off the Great Barrier Reef. Now they've been covered in flotsam and jetsam and plastic, which is polluting everywhere.
It's just,
really
nobody's
sad.
allowed there. There's no tourists, there's nothing. Of course, and the villages there are pretty good.
Well, long may it remain like that.
Yeah.
Do you like to get away to a place like that, or are you a city person?
No, I'm not really a city person at all. I was brought up in the country, and one of my favourite pastimes, actually, I've got nobody knows, they're called combi vans, we call them in Australia, and I thought that's where it sort of came from over here. It's a camper van. And as often as I can, which isn't very often these days, I sort of jump in that and just, and camp. I was talking to the Colonel before, and he was saying about the Mitamita River.
That's right.
And I've actually camped on the side of the Mitamita.
We